There is an island in the Andaman where no one is allowed to go. People living on this island speak an unknown language. It is called the Sentinelese because on nautical charts their Indian Ocean home is marked as North Sentinel Island. Nobody knows what they call themselves or how many they may be, but the most recent estimate in 2018 says there could be as many as 400 people. The Sentinelese sleep on the ground, unlike some of their fellow tribes like the Anj, who sleep on raised platforms or beds. Their clothing is sparse, with only a few ornaments, necklaces, or headbands. Essentially, they are naked. They live a life untouched by technology, much like our ancestors did. No internet, no smartphones, and certainly no Zoom meetings. The peoples of the Andaman Islands, of which Sentinel Island is one, migrated there from the mainland in the Paleolithic, tens of thousands of years ago. The Sentinelese eventually became isolated, most likely by conflicts with peoples from the mainland and the other islands. They have probably developed a cultural tradition that all strangers are hostile and to be avoided. The people of this tiny world of just 28 square miles are famed for fiercely defending it. Intruders are usually considered as threats and rectified immediately with arrows. The Sentinelese are considered to be descendants of an early wave of migrants from Africa. They may have lived their hunter-gatherer lifestyle in isolation for 60,000 years. Indeed, these people may be among the oldest living groups of humans and therefore hold a key to fascinating information about our genetic and cultural evolution. Studying them could also reveal how a society with virtually no technology could even exist. John Chau, who was born on December 18, 1991, and lived up to November 17, 2018, was an American evangelical Christian missionary who was killed by the Sentinelese, a tribe in voluntary isolation, after illegally traveling to North Sentinel Island in an attempt to introduce the tribe to Christianity. Scottsboro, Alabama, U.S. In recent years, there have been no attempts by anthropologists to make official contact with these people. Poachers and fishermen may illegally approach the island, but a hostile reception almost certainly awaits them. This was the greeting received by a documentary film crew that landed on the island in 1974. The director took an arrow in the thigh. The mariners of the Primrose received a similar welcome when their ship ran aground on the island's northwestern reefs. And in 2006, 2 fishermen were captured and killed after their boat drifted into the island's shallows. So, from these incidents, you can realize how hazardous it can be to visit this place. A helicopter sent to retrieve their bodies was repelled by archers. The pilot may have expected this greeting since. During the 1980s and 1990s, several official attempts to establish contact were made by the Indian anthropologist. Eventually, the landing parties were met with less hostility, but never without suspicion, and the cultural exchange that occurred was minor. The islanders took away some coconuts and the visiting anthropologist's spectacles, while we outsiders snatched a few fleeting glimpses of Sentinelese society. But these visits have now ceased, in part because of what contact with other Andaman Island tribes has brought. The Jarawa, the last tribe to be contacted, has already suffered measles. No one can guarantee that the Sentinelese would not suffer the same fate. But until they decide that they want to make contact, and we can then, together, figure out how to avoid the dangers associated with that. Shouldn't we respect their choice of seclusion? By doing so, we forfeit knowing more about who we are, but perhaps we learn something even more important, who we can choose to be. If you want to fly a drone legally on North Sentinel Island, you must obtain a license from the Indian government then, and only you can do this. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to the channel for watching more videos like this.